Diablo Season 5 is actually broken, and I'm not just talking about bug reports where people are like, oh, my game is freezing, it's crashing. Sometimes this happens with the launch, there's just too many people on, but that doesn't really, matter as much as the stuff I'm about to talk about, as things are literally getting deleted out of your inventory, and I'll talk about how to actually fix that, where, there are funny, things like, for example, where, this guy gets a crazy lag spike where you're just trying to go into, the next zone, and sometimes just things don't work properly, but it's very important that you guys take the precaution that we're about to talk about and also know why is Season 5 actually broken at its launch. So for starters, they have actually disabled a unique item called the Umbercrux. It was causing some crazy issue with the game, so you no longer can run the brand new thing. So if you have this item, it doesn't work. Just don't run it right now. It's literally broken. And on top of that, someone else is also reporting here that the Ring of Menelin is glitched too. It doesn't even give you the correct ranks. And there's actually an upgrade that you guys can get on an item that gives you nothing. So don't upgrade this item that I'm about to talk about in a moment here. They've also somehow bugged out the game, and some people are literally getting free level 100 characters. I don't know actually how this is possible, and I'll show you guys the clip of this guy hitting it. Maybe one of you guys can kind of figure this out. But there are some crazy weird interactions with the boss health and damage. It doesn't seem to actually work properly. I was even talking about this yesterday when I was streaming. I'm like, what the heck is going on with the pit bosses? They're just crazy overtuned. It almost seems like the patch that we got on the PTR, it just went live. It didn't reduce the health. These bosses have way more HP than they should. Now, this is a very important thing because obviously when there's a new season, people like to do a race to 100. Now, what's really weird with this clip that you're about to see, this person over here, you can see right here, he's level 29, and watch what happens over here in just a few seconds. He goes from level 29 to 63 after he does this stronghold boss. Now, is it this boss in particular? I don't know, but people are logging into their account and their character level just jumps to 100. This guy over here, instead of hitting level 80, he just went straight to 100. I don't know how this is possible. It's pretty crazy. It could have something to do with the Umbercrux is what someone was mentioning, but it wasn't equipped on every single person. And this other person over here also said the same thing. I went from level 72, and instead of going to 73, he went to level 100. How is this happening? So this person is, one I showed you guys was a stronghold. Another one was apparently doing the Infernal Horde on T2 from Wave 4. So what is exactly causing this? Again, I don't know, but there is something that is giving people free level 100s, which is crazy. So yeah, they actually disabled the Umbercrux. It's apparently when you kill a boss with the Umbercrux, so it does not work. So this item, again, do not equip it right now. It literally doesn't have its unique power. It is broken. Another thing is that might be kind of broken, and I noticed this yesterday when I was playing and I was opening up the chest. They seem to adjust the drop chances of things, and this, as far as I'm aware, was not noted in the patch notes. They gave us way more in one item category, which can kind of be bad because if you're trying to target farm a very specific unique, well, you're just going to get rings and amulets instead, which is kind of bad, right? So I'm not sure what's going to be going on with this in terms of a fix or something, because again, if you guys have opened up the chest, you probably noticed you're getting way more rings and way more amulets. So who knows what this means in terms of drops, but that should mean that if amulets normally were the rarest thing, you might think that that's good because we get more amulets. But again, if someone's trying to get a very specific thing, they're getting way too many rings and amulets. I don't know. This is kind of like a win and a loss, but it doesn't seem like it's working properly. It seems like something's broken in terms of the drop chance because it's legitimately way too frequent. But again, it's a win and a loss depending on the way you look at it. Now, on top of that, some people are opening up their reward chests over here where it says contains a legendary weapon, chest arm, and amulet for your class, where you can see there is a sorceress over here, and they're opening up their rewards, but they're getting stuff from a class that they can't even use, which is really broken. That's obviously not intended. I don't know what's going on with this, but that's also broken. And then on top of that, these items were supposed to be disabled. So these items were supposed to be removed from the game. Now, this one's not really that big of a deal. If you guys get these items that you literally cannot use, you can convert them. This one's not that big of a deal, but I'm at least giving you guys a workaround for some of the stuff that literally is broken in the game. Now, on top of that, this item over here, and this could be the case with more of the brand new uniques. Remember, we got a bunch of updates. So on some of the uniques, guys, I want to say hold off on Masterworking because it could actually make the item potentially broken, and you are wasting your upgrades. So look at this one over here. So we see him going from 11 out of 12 Masterwork to 12 out of 12, but the numbers don't go up, and these numbers should always go up, but then he hit a Masterwork crit and the numbers stayed the same. So this could be because they updated the numbers in the game for like this brand new ability, but because the ability didn't exist on the item before, it doesn't know what number to go to. Hopefully that kind of makes sense, because it's a brand new roll that didn't exist on the item before. So it's causing some sort of thing to actually make the item broken. So this could go further. If there are any other ones, please let me know down below, as I'm a Diablo partner. I'll try to relay all the information to Blizzard in probably just like a quick text thing, other than the things that they've already understood that are getting reported, because some of these have been reported. But like this one over here, that's a pretty big one. I mean, if you're wasting your Masterworking materials, the last few set of Masterwork materials, they're not cheap. So that hopefully could be fixed. Now, there's another big bug over here. This has to do kind of for the race. I remember seeing a clip from Yugioh, and he had all his tempering recipes unlocked, and I was like, dude, that's so busted. And you can see Adam Fletcher over here tweeted out and said, "We are aware of the reports that new seasonal characters are having their tempering recipes carried over from their last season's seasonal character. This isn't the original design intention, so I wouldn't expect this for future seasons, but we're letting this one slide." We're letting it slide, so that means, guys, that's going to be a win, but it is definitely broken, because some people wanted to do the race. The instant level 100s and going from, like, plus 20 levels, that's going to ruin the race. This also ruins the race. Now, do I really care about the race? Yeah, I mean, it's only for, like, the top 1% of players anyways, but the fact that you get all of your tempering recipes, I mean, that's easy. So if you guys have your tempering recipes, don't feel like you need to get them again from your I guess eternal characters. Basically, you're just getting free tempering recipes. So I want to say this is a win, even though it's broken and it wasn't in the design. My guess, guys, honestly, looking at how this is working out with the bosses being bugged, they probably just took the PTR and rolled over, because remember, on the PTR, we were supposed to get our aspects, and that rolled over to some of them. But what probably happened is they took the PTR and kept that like tag in, and they just kept it in. That's, I think, what is causing all of these bugs, is basically some of the stuff on the PTR. And I've already talked about this before, but this is multiple people saying the exact same thing. They borked the pit. It is legitimately broken. I have like a godly character, and I had Tyraels, and I have so much damage reduction. I got Harlequin and Tyraels. Those amount of damage reduction coupled with, maxed out stats, I was getting one shot, and I was like, okay, something's up with the pit. The bosses do so much damage randomly, and I don't know what's causing it. I know you build up the stacks, and it wasn't even just like building up the stacks. I don't know what's going on, but there is definitely something going on with the pit, and yeah, the pit boss, the HP that it has, as well as the bosses that they said that they actually reduced the numbers, which we'll talk about in a second. It seems like instead of reducing it, I think they made it, maybe either kept it the same or added another 0. But another thing that is important, guys, you could accidentally salvage your reputation chest. So do not do this on accident. I know normally you're like, I'll salvage all this garbage. It's not going to salvage the rewards. It will salvage your rewards. So don't let that get destroyed. Another thing with this inventory, guys, when you get these scrolls, the scrolls get deleted out of your inventory when you leave the area. This is a broken mechanic, and it should not be in the game, but is very important. Okay, like obviously this person's complaining about like the inventory, but that's not what I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain when you get the scroll upgrades at the very end of the Infernal Hordes, when you get the rewards, those scrolls will get deleted out of your inventory. So my suggestion to you guys would be, out of all of your compasses, upgrade those instantly if you want to actually keep your scrolls, because if you leave the area, they will actually get deleted. So yeah, this is pretty important. It will delete out of inventory if you leave the area. So again, use them inside of the infernal area. Otherwise, bye-bye. You literally get your items deleted. This is a pretty big broken bug over here. Now, there's another one that I think is pretty important to mention, although they just recently tweeted out, or Adam Fletcher actually responded to this somewhere, but this has been reported for a really long time. Now, this only affects the players that are doing co-op, so apparently there's some sort of bug with attack speed and how it's registering in the game when you are playing with co-op, but it did get, a response from Adam Fletcher, so I'm going to say this one's probably already known, but at least now that you know some of these bugs exist, it hopefully will make your gameplay experience a lot smoother. But remember, they said that this is posted, again, just a couple hours ago. Pit bosses are harder now. I thought they nerfed them because they said that it was supposed to go from 30,000 to 6,000, so it's a divided by 5. And the pit boss damage was supposed to get reduced. Now, I don't know if they maybe went in the opposite direction. So, like I said, I had a pretty godly build, and I got one-shotted on my Sorc, and I was like, okay, there's something is not right here. So, maybe instead of, like, reduced by 66, they added 66%? I don't know exactly what's causing this, but I definitely feel the same frustration as you guys, especially because the boss's HP. Also, in this area, the bosses, when you are at the very end, the Aether Lords actually have quite a bit of HP, but it's specifically all of the council members at the very end. Their HP is just so much higher than what I think that they should be. It just takes too long to do them compared to the relative ease of the same area in terms of the Infernal Horde. So hopefully they can address this, but I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know what's broken and hopefully what will get fixed. And if there are any more crazier bugs or anything that you guys have noticed, let me know down below, because I think it's pretty important to know that you don't want to actually upgrade your items. This one is crazy that, like, you can actually get no stats when you upgrade your item. Look at it. Like, I don't know how they messed this one up. Again, it's probably because the item is registering as like an unknown stat, so it doesn't know how to scale it because it normally didn't have that stat. So anyways, that's gonna wrap things up. If there's any more, let me know down below, but I'm gonna go and wrap it up. If there's more, I'll update you guys. So if you're new here, I'll catch you guys in the next video. But that's currently what's broken in Season 5.